If you want to start raising egg-laying chicken, you have to first consider the breed. Select the layer chicken you have to raise. Some of the chicken can lay for a long time and some of them cannot manage to do it. Some of the chicken lay many eggs and some of them cannot do it. So I raise Isa Brown chicken, and these are egg-laying machines. These chicken lay very well. You can find some of them can lay throughout the year without skipping any day. So Isa Brown chicken are the best. For me, I've raised them for some good time, 3 to 4 years. I raised some of them. In the beginning, I was raising other breeds, but for these 3 years consecutively, I've been raising Isa Brown, and they are the best chicken that I've raised. They lay very, very well. The second thing, if you're to raise the chicken, you need a chicken house. A well-aerated chicken house always provides a conducive environment for the birds. Your chicken needs space, your chicken needs fresh air, your chicken, if you want them to lay, you have to give them some space. They say that 1 square meter per 4 birds, but every month they add on, they increase on their size. So if you're seeing that they're congested in a chicken house, you have to provide them with enough space. Sometimes they increase on their egg production if you raise them in a chicken house that is very, very free, that is well aerated. They increase on their production. If you congest them, their production always go down. So keep that in mind. Every time they grow, they increase on the size and they occupy the space that you created. So think about that if you're to construct a chicken house that they have to live in their entire life before you sell them off. Also remember, they cannot increase on their size if you don't feed them well. They need a well balanced diet to grow big and lay very well. So let's look into the feeds. These feeds here have a combination of all nutrients. We have the maize bran, which is in powder form. We have the corn. The fish is included in here. Salt. We also include salt in the chicken feeds. Snail shells, as you can see, this is a snail shell. And we also use the human salt. This is the corn that we mostly use in the chicken feeds. It's better to use everything in the chicken feeds so that they grow well and they start to lay in time. If you want your chicken to grow well, you need to first raise them in the brooder. You need the drinkers, small drinkers, feeders, the small feeders, even the feeding trays, as well as the heaters. This chicken can lay up to 98% if you raise 300 chicken and below, and they can also lay up to 95% if you decide to lay above 300 chicken and above. But it also depends on the quality of the chicken, even the feeds that you're giving these birds. This is my opinion that you should invest money where the money is. The moment you invest in the materials, you use a lot of money buying materials, and you invest all buy poor feeds, you end up losing because the production will be low and your profits will also lower down. This is my opinion. I prefer deep litter system because it is cheap. It gives you an opportunity to use everything that you have, the cheapest things that you can use. When it comes to the drinkers, I use basins. You can see here the basins. Feeders, anything can act as a feeder. When it comes to the cage chicken that are kept in the cages, you have to use all the automated systems. So if you're beginning and you don't have money to invest in cages, use a deep litter system. And I also prefer selling chicken droppings. Really, you can make money from the manure. It makes the chicken comfortable. You find the chicken are playing around, they're moving up and down. So I prefer a deep litter system. For every beginner, it is the best. It can raise the chicken very well. When these birds make 4 to 6 months, they start to lay. And mostly 6 months, they completely lay their eggs. But before they complete their eggs, do not skip any time without giving these chicken feeds. Remember, some of them will be in the laying boxes and some of them will be eating or consuming the feeds. So if you decide to measure their feeds when they have not completed their eggs that you expect them to lay, some of them will fail to lay the eggs to their maximum, and those first chicken that laid in the beginning, they will stop laying because the feeds always are consumed very fast by other birds. And these chicken that have not yet started to lay, they will lay after like 10 months and they will be skipping days in their laying session. If you bought quality chicks, quality feeds, you can get up to 98% egg production when the chicken have started to lay from the first month up to 6 months. They can reduce on their egg production after laying for 6 months and start to use boosters, vitamins. You boost their immunity, they will lay. These Isa brown chicken, they take long to stop laying. You can raise them up to 2 years. If you're having 30 birds or 50 birds, you can take them up to 2 years and a half, depending on how you feed them, you take care of them. The management is always a key. If you want your chicken to grow fast, raise them in the chicken house. It helps them to grow fast. If you prefer free range chicken, free range, it is good because the chicken are disease resistant. You rarely treat them, but they take long time to grow because they feed on insects, greens. So moving up and down always affect their growth, but they can grow and lay if you're patient. If you want to make money as quick as possible, raise the chicken in the chicken houses, not free range. When it is time to sell this chicken, they weigh 2.7 kilograms to 3 kilograms, and these roosters always weigh 4 kilograms or 4.5 kilograms. So their weight is good, and the market you can get it for the meat when it is time to be sold. You can also use the fermentation method. I ferment the chicken feeds to avoid wastage, and they drink a lot of water every time they eat on fermented feeds. They drink a lot of water, which makes them lay bigger eggs. I use basins mainly to make this chicken drink water. When they drink the water from the basins, they lay bigger eggs. Inside here there are herbs. I use herbs, and you can use herbs to treat, even boost the egg production of your chicken. So herbs can be used to treat, even as boosters. I love you all. Let's meet in the next one.